Welcome back to Billy's Hobbies. At the time of recording this, I'm still at my brother's place working on my Celestine Insidiance, but my brother did offer me a chance to paint one of his Black Templar Crusader Ancient for his army. It seemed like a fun challenge, but I need to match the style of the rest of his army, so I can't get too creative with it. The banner is going to be a real focus of this project. I'm going to try to copy the preview image as closely as possible, although I'm definitely not going to tempt the chains on the cloth. The rest of the body should be pretty straightforward. A red trim around the shoulder pauldrons and a white tunic. Let's get started with the base coat now. And if you enjoyed this type of content, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Request my brother specifically made was for me to use the Wraithophone on the skulls and the rest of the bones on the miniature. So I'm going to start by dry brushing the first layer, which should help give the skulls a worn look. let's do the trim with some Mephisto Red. I'm trying it really carefully not to go over the lines here. Let's move on to the banner. I'm using masking tape on one side because it's really hard to get tape on the inside afterwards. So I'm going to be trying my hardest to freehand the center, and hopefully it comes out well. dry brushing some silver for the first layer of details. After this, I'm going to be following up with some black metallic to blend the colors in together a little bit more. My goal is to give the model a more weathered look. Well, this is supposed to be an ancient, so his armor should be worn down a little bit, don't you think? Okay, I'm getting out the masking tape again, and I'm working on the crest of this shield base. We are adding some skull crusher brass. So apparently, my brother thinks I didn't use enough Wraith Bow. So I'm going to add a little bit more. Now, it's time for the wash. And now we are back at the apartment, finishing up the Crusader with my micron marker for some smaller details. Yeah, I definitely need to work on my freehand skills. But overall, I think this is a solid paint job. I kind of went overboard with the dry brushing and doesn't really match the rest of my brother's army, but my brother seemed to like it, so I called that a win. The only do's and don'ts I have for this one is don't glue the banner to the staff, or don't glue the staff together yet. Mainly because it's a pain to paint around this skull, and I wanted to put a little bit more detail on the banner and just couldn't. And that's the video. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.